What's going on YouTube? My name is Andy from Little RV Big Life, and today we're talking about cleaning some turbos. So if you have a 6.0 and you have some turbo lag, you've noticed that you lost that whistle, this might be the video for you. So after I had done a VGT solenoid and replaced my connector, everything worked about for a month and then it stopped again. A common issue with these is that the unison ring will actually bind up inside of it, and that's actually what's used to change the geometry of the turbo, and that's why they're called variable geometry turbos. Some of the things that you're going to need is your assortment of sockets, a hammer. I like the impact, it's just an optional deal, some penetrating oil, and of course your turbo. So how we're going to start, we are going to take some air coil. This stuff, I got it off Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. But just gonna spray it here on the threads. Get those loosened up here. Then we're gonna take an 11mm right on the end of that nut. Loosen that up. You don't have to take it completely off, but open it up. That'll just pop apart there. Spray where the exhaust housing meets the center section. Let some of that kind of soak in a little bit. Then you're just going to take a hammer. There it goes, it just pops apart like that. So here are the vanes we're talking about inside. They actually change shape when the unison ring changes. And these are all tied in because of that unison ring. Now these are pretty gummy. I can feel them binding up quite a bit, so they definitely need some cleaning. Here's what I was talking about, the unison ring. So this should spin freely. Mine does not want to spin at all. As you can see, it's completely seized up. Turbine wheel, inspect, make sure there's no damage. There's no shaft play in it. In, out, up or down. Now mine, I'm gonna have to actually pry this off of here, and that lets me know that this needs a lot of cleaning. All right, here's the unison ring. What we're gonna be looking for on here is to make sure that this hole is not bean shaped, that it's actually an oval just like that. So other than it being stuck, this actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. So the surface that we really want to clean are these two steps right here. You can see this edge in here, and this edge that it actually rides on top of. And there is a boatload of carbon in here. All right, all I've got is a brown Scotch-Brite pad. This one's actually pretty worn out, so it'll do great for this job. We don't want to take any material off, we just want to take the carbon out of here. Do have some brake cleaner that I will spray on here. All right, just test fitting the unison ring again. And it still binds a little bit. So we will clean the inside of the ring too. Again, we're not trying to take any material off of this. We're just trying to get all the carbon. Maybe if there's some pitting or something like that, we'll get it off there also. All right, after closer inspection, you can see a little bit of deformation right there on this little ring here. This isn't terrible. It doesn't necessarily need to be replaced right this second, but eventually it will be. There are some that have come clear over here and just completely ruin this thing. You will have to get a new ring. All right, so the next thing you're gonna have to do is clean out all the rust inside of here, carbon buildup, so those veins can move freely. Some guys clean up these little veins, not necessarily needed. If they're pitted or anything like that, you may want to replace them. All right, just wanted to show you a little bit how this unison ring works. As that plunger, that actuator works, it spins this wheel, and you can see those veins open and close. Now what this is going to do is actually direct airflow towards the veins of the turbine, and the more open it's going to actually direct it straight down onto it so you can get boost a lot sooner. So the two parts that you need to line up on here will be your dowel pin into that hole there, and your actuator rod with the unison ring. So I find it best if I just do straight down with the actuator. All right, so we're gonna line up the marks that we made earlier and go ahead and tighten this bad boy down. So one of the things that we can do to check this is there is a C-clip in here. This is the opposite side of where the VGT solenoid is going to be. It's going to go ahead and take this off. Then this plunger in the back here has a threaded piece. It's 6 by 1.0. Threaded bolt into there. And we can pull that guy out. Okay, clean all the debris off of it. What we're gonna do inside of there, there's actually a plunger that you can see. Just take a magnet in there and it'll stick to that plunger. And you can hear the unison ring turning. Now if you look down inside the exhaust housing, but you should be able to see the unison ring actually turning inside of there as you push in and out this plunger. Gonna go ahead and put this back in. Make sure you have some oil. Put around that O-ring so you don't pinch it. Go ahead and slide that guy back in there. And go ahead and put your C-clip back on. Make sure your C-clip is seated all the way in. Go and reinstall your turbo. So that's how easy it is to clean the unison ring and make your VGT on your 6.0 run a lot smoother. Now there is a good removal and installation video that I will link in the description below. If you would like for me to create a video like that for you, please leave a comment in the comments below. And if you are not already, please consider subscribing. And for now, my name's Andy from Little RV Big Life, and I will see you in the next video. If you have a 6.0 and you have some turbo lag, poo on you. Now that's how easy that is to replace the VGT. All right, once you get everything lined back up, we are gonna miss a socket. You know those times when you're looking for a socket and you can't find it, and then you find it right in front of you? That was one of those times.